My name is Ramon Ray, here to interview Timothy Ray, a teenager, 14 years old, about what happened in the NFL last week. Timothy, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Timothy, tell me, why do you think that the Titans lost to the Ravens in the playoffs last week? Why did they have this tremendous loss?
I think probably because the injury of Chris Johnson in the late second quarter. Chris Johnson's their star player, and that he's a big deficit when he's not there. I think.
And why is that?
Because his running ability, smash and dash, smash is Lindell White, dash is Chris Johnson. And without a fast running game, a team can only go but so high.
And why don't you tell our audience here, what do you think the Lions can do to have a better impact, have a better season in next year's season? They
need to improve at the quarterback position. They only had two main quarterbacks during the regular season, Dante Culpepper and Dan Orlovsky. They did not do well in the season. They need to have a stronger pass game, definitely. The run game, they could improve on that, but the main thing is the pass game. They need to trade some players up.
And what happens if they can't improve their quarterback? Then what's going to happen?
They just got to wait it out till they get a new coach or couple years. Every team changes every couple of years.
So it's pretty bad, huh?
Yeah.
So Timothy, tell me, do you think that LaDainian Tomlinson will be able to come back and be the feature back that he has been in the past year?
That all depends on Coach Norv Turner. If Coach keeps putting Darren Sproles in the game instead of LaDainian and doesn't use LaDainian Tomlinson enough in the preseason, I don't think that he'll get enough practice. And I think that they're using him, like they're babying him. They need to get him back in the game and make him keep playing. He's not a quarterback. He's not Peyton Manning. So they need to exercise him more in the game.
And now what about Darren Sproles? Do you think that Darren Sproles will affect LT's position on the depth chart?
He's young.
How young is he?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Okay. But he's not 14?
No.
Okay.
He's young. He's fast. Of course, most young running backs have problems with fumbling. That's minor. He'll probably improve with age. But I do think that in the next 2 years, either LT will get traded or he'll just be like a user's third down back because he gets injured too often and he's slowing down.
So Mr. Sproles, you're saying, is fast and he's young. I guess two things are necessary in the NFL.
Yes.
Interesting. And now tell me, Mr. Ray, did Matt Ryan deserve Rookie of the Year this year?
I think he did a good performance, a little better than Joe Flacco, another candidate for Rookie of the Year. But I do think that he was noticed a lot more and overrated because he was a quarterback. Quarterbacks in the NFL are often noticed because they're the captains of their team, but I think that Chris Johnson did deserve it a lot more. He made it to the Pro Bowl. I'm not sure. I think Matt Ryan did too. I'm not positive, but he made it to the Pro Bowl, and he provided a better effort for his team, I think, than Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan did lead them to the playoffs, but he did have some bad games. Chris Johnson?
Well, Chris Johnson should have been. So if you were deciding it, Chris Johnson would have been the Rookie of the Year. That's interesting. Well, Matt Ryan, you hear that from Timothy Ray. You should not have been Rookie of the Year. Chris Johnson should have.
But you're a great player.
Very good. What do you think about Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers' passing game?
I think that Ben's under pressure often because they do not have a strong offensive line, but he handles the pressure quite well. Of course, if most of the time when you're under pressure, half the time it'll be a sack, which is why he does get sacked so often. But when he's under pressure, when he does not get sacked, he does not throw interceptions as many quarterbacks do. When they're under pressure, they panic, throw the ball away, make a horrible throw, interception. Most of the time, his throws are clean, good passes, but he does go deep.
And does he connect when he's under pressure?
Yes.
He passes well, but does he connect that ball? Does that pig skin hit the hand skin and connect?
Half the time it's an incomplete pass, I must say, but I think he's a good quarterback, and if you gave him protection, he could probably, in a couple of years, he would be the next Peyton Manning.
Wow, that's a compliment to Mr. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes.
Okay, great. And last question, last but definitely not least, especially for you, do you think that Adrian Peterson is a better running back than LaDainian Tomlinson? And before you answer, think about that question very, very carefully.
Well, I think that there's pros and cons to both running backs. In 2 years, Adrian Peterson, possibly if LaDainian Tomlinson does not come back. But Adrian Peterson and LaDainian Tomlinson, I say, are equal. Adrian Peterson's problem is fumbling. 9 fumbles so in the regular season. That is pretty bad. LaDainian Tomlinson, however, is a hardy running back, great in the passing game, and Adrian Peterson is fast like Darren Sproles, only he's more skilled. If LaDainian Tomlinson can improve, sure, he'd probably be equal or a little better than Adrian Peterson. But with time, and as he gets older, Adrian Peterson will improve.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Ray NFL Network. You heard it here first from the Ray Family Live, and we'd like to thank Mr. Timothy Ray for being here today with us. Any final comments you have for our audience?
That I love football. It's a great sport, and I want to be in the NFL when I grow up.
Well, we may make that happen for you. Again, Mr. Ray, thank you so very much. Welcome. Thanks for listening to the Ray NFL Network. See you next week. Same time, same place, same day.